Book 1 Chapter 5. The Story of Hayagriva Avatara. The rishis said, O Suta, our minds are filled with doubt. Hearing this most wonderful story from you, so surprising to the whole world. O Suta, our minds are filled with doubt. The head of Janardana Madhava, the Lord of all, was severed from his body, and later he came to be known as Hayagriva, the horse-faced. Oh, what greater wonder can there be than this? The one whom even the Vedas praise, on whom all the Devas depend, who is the cause of all causes, the Adi Deva, Jagnanatha, the Lord of the universe, how is it possible that his head was severed? O wise one, please explain all this in detail. Suta said, O Munis, listen carefully to the glorious deeds of the supremely powerful Vishnu, the god of all gods. Once upon a time, the eternal Lord Janardana became exhausted after fighting a terrible, continuous battle that lasted 10,000 years. After the battle, Lord Narayana sat in Padmasana in a secluded place on a level piece of ground. Resting his head on the front of his bow, the bow strung and placed upright on the ground, he fell into a deep sleep. Vishnu, the Lord of Rama, was extremely tired and quickly drifted into deep sleep. At that time, Indra and the other Devas, along with Brahma and Mahesh, began performing a great sacrifice. Then they, for the sake of success in Deva's work, went to the region of Vaikuntha to meet with the Deva Janardana, the Lord of sacrifices. There, the Devas, not finding Vishnu, came to know by their dhyana, meditation, where Bhagavan Vishnu was staying, and thither they went. They saw that Lord Vishnu, the Deva of the Devas, was lying unconscious, being under the arms of Yognidra, the yogic sleep. Therefore, they took their seats there. Seeing the Lord of the universe asleep, Brahma, Rudra, and the other Devas became anxious. Indra then addressed the Devas, O best of the Suras, now what is to be done? How shall we awaken Bhagavan from his sleep? Now think of the means by which this can be effected. Hearing Indra's words, Shambhu said, O good Devas, now we must finish our sacrificial work. But if the sleep of Bhagavan be disturbed, he would get angry. Hearing Shankara's words, Parmeshthi Brahma created Vamri insects, a sort of white ants, so that they might eat up the forepart of the bow that was lying on the ground, causing the other end rise up and thus break his sleep. Thus the Deva's purpose will, no doubt, be fulfilled. Thus settling his mind, the eternal Deva Brahma ordered the white ants, Vamris, to cut the bowstring. Hearing this order of Brahma, Vamri spoke to Brahma thus, O Brahman, how can I disturb the sleep of the Devdeva, Lord of Lakshmi, the world Guru? To rouse one from one's deep sleep, to interrupt one in one's speech, to sever love between husband and wife, to separate a child from one's mother, all these are equivalent to Brahmahatya, murdering a Brahmana. Therefore, O Deva, how can I interrupt the happiness of sleep of the Devdeva? And what benefit shall I derive by eating the bowstring, so that I may incur this vicious act? But a man can commit a sin if there be any interest of his. I am ready to eat this if I get a personal interest. Brahma said, We will give you too a share in this our yagna sacrifice, so hear me, do our work and rouse Vishnu from his sleep. During the time of performing Homa, whatever ghee will fall outside the Homa Kunda, the sacrificial pit, will fall to your share, so be quick and do this. Suta said. Thus ordered by Brahma, the Vamri insect soon ate away the forend of the bow that rested on the ground. Immediately, the string gave way and the bow went up. The other end became free and a terrible sound took place. The Devas became afraid, the whole universe got agitated, the earth trembled. The sea became swollen, the aquatic animals became startled. Violent wind blew, the mountains shook, ominous meteors fell. The quarters assumed a terrific aspect, the sun went down the horizon. In the time of distress, the Devas became anxious what evil might come down. O ascetics, while the Devas were thus cogitating, the head with crown on it of the Devdeva Vishnu vanished away. Nobody knew where it fell. When the awful darkness disappeared, Brahma and Mahadev saw the disfigured body of Vishnu with its head off. Seeing that headless figure of Vishnu, they were greatly surprised. They were drowned in the ocean of cares and, overwhelmed with grief, began to weep aloud. O Lord, O Master, O Devdeva, O Eternal One, what unforeseen extraordinary mishap occurred to us today. O Deva, thou canst not be pierced nor cut asunder, nor capable of being burnt. How is it then that thy head has been taken away? Is this the Maya, magic, of some Deva? O all-pervading one. The Devas cannot live when their condition is thus. We do not know what affection thou have towards us. We are crying because of our selfish ends. Perhaps this, therefore, has occurred. The Daityas, Yakshas, or Rakshasas have not done this. O Lord of Lakshmi, whose fault will we ascribe this to? The Devas themselves have committed this loss to themselves. O Lord of the Devas are now dependent, they are under thee. Now where are we to go? What are we to do? There is none to save the dull, stupid Devas. At this juncture, seeing Shiva and the other Devas crying, Brihaspati, supremely versed in the Vedas, consoled them thus. O highly fortunate ones, what use will there be in this crying and repenting? It is you now to consider the means that you should adopt to redress your calamities. O Lord of the Devas, fate and one's own exertion and intelligence are equal. If the success come not through fate, luck or chance, one is certainly to show one's prowess and merit. Indra said, fight your exertion when, before our eyes, the head of Bhagavan Vishnu himself has been carried off. Fight your prowess and intelligence. Fate is, in my opinion, the supreme. Brahma said, whatever, auspicious or inauspicious, is ordained by Daiva, fate, everyone must bear that. No one can go beyond the Daiva. When one has taken up a body, one must experience pleasure and pain. There is no manner of doubt in this. See, in long past days, by the irony of fate, Shambhu severed my head. His generative organ, too, dropped down through curse. Similarly, Hari's head has, today, fallen into the salt ocean. By the influence of time, Indra, the lord of Shachi, had 1,000 genital marks over his body, was expelled from heaven, and had to live in the Manas Sarovar in the lotuses, and had to suffer many other miseries. O glorious ones, when such personages have suffered pains, then who else is there in the world that does not suffer? So, you all see sorrows and meditate on the eternal Mahamaya, who is the mother of all, who is the supporter of all, who is of the nature of Brahma Vidya, the supreme knowledge, who is beyond the gunas, who is the prime Prakriti, and who pervades the three lokas, the whole universe, moving and unmoving. She will dispense our welfare. Suta then said, thus saying to the Devas, Brahma ordered all the Vedas that were incarnate there in their forms for the successful issue of the Devas' work. Brahma said, O Vedas, now go on and chant hymns to the sacred eternal highest Devi Mahamaya, who is Brahma Vidya, who brings all actions to their successful issues, who is hidden in all forms. Hearing his words, the all-beautiful Vedas began to chant hymns to Mahamaya, who can be comprehended by Jnana, and who pervades the world. The Vedas said, obeisance to the Devi, to the Mahamaya, to the auspicious one, to the creatrix of the universe, we bow down to thee, who is beyond the gunas, the ruler of all the beings. O Mother, thou givest to Shankara even his desires. Thou art the receptacle of all the things. Thou art the prana of all the living beings. Thou art Buddhi, Lakshmi, wealth, Shobha, Kshama, forgiveness, Shanti, peace, Shraddha, faith, Medha, intellect, Dhriti, fortitude, and Smriti, recollection. Thou art the Bindu, M, over the Pranav, Om, and thou art of the nature of semi-moon. Thou art Gayatri, thou art Vyahariti, thou art Jaya, Vijaya, Dhatri, the supportress, Lajja, modesty, Kirti, fame, Ichha, will, and Daya, mercy, in all beings. O Mother, thou art the merciful mother of the three worlds. Thou art the adorable, auspicious Vidya, knowledge, benefiting all the lokas. Thou destroyest the universe, and thou skillfully residest, hidden, in the Bija mantras. Therefore, we are praising thee. O Mother, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, Indra, Surya, Agni, Saraswati, and other regions of the universe are all thy creation, so none of them is superior to thee. Thou art the mother of all the things, moving and non-moving. O Mother, when thou dost will to create this visible universe, thou createst first Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar, and makest them create, preserve, and destroy this universe. But thou remainest quite unattached to the world. Ever thou remainest constant in thy one form. No one in this universe is able to know thy nature, nor is there anybody who can enumerate thy names. How can he promise to jump across the illimitable ocean, who cannot jump across an ordinary well? O Bhagavati, no one amongst the Devas even knows particularly thy endless power and glory. Thou art alone the Lady of the universe and the Mother of the world. The Vedas all bear testimony how thou alone hast created all this unreal and fleeting universe. O Devi, thou, without any effort and having no desires, hast become the cause of this visible world, thyself remaining unchanged. This is a great wonder. We cannot conceive this combination of contrary varieties in one. O Mother, how can we understand thy power, unknown to all the Vedas even, when thou thyself dost not know thy nature? We are bewildered at this. O Mother, is it that thou dost know nothing about the falling off of Vishnu's head? Or knowingly, thou wanted to examine Vishnu's prowess? Is it that Hari incurred any heinous sin? How can that be, were a sin to thy followers who serve thee? O Mother, why art thou so much indifferent to the Devas? It is a great wonder that the head of Vishnu is severed. Really, we are merged in great misfortunes. Thou art clever in removing the sorrows of thy devotees. Why art thou delaying in fixing again the head on Vishnu's body? O Devi, is it that thou, taking offense on the gods, hast cast that on Vishnu? Or was it that Vishnu became proud and to curb that, thou hast played thus? Or is it that the Daityas, having suffered defeat from Vishnu, went and practiced severe tapasya in some beautiful holy place and have got some boons, and so Vishnu's head has thus fallen off? O Bhagavati, was it that thou hadst the desire of seeing Vishnu's headless body? Or was it that thou wast angry with Lakshmi Devi, born of the Sindhu, and therefore hast thou done this out of anger? Or was it that Lakshmi, being proud of her new youth, beauty, and wealth of prosperity, had offended thee? Therefore, hast thou done so? But Lakshmi is born from a part of thy body, as the Upanishads say. O Devi, dost thou not, then, feel pity for her? Then why hast thou not pardoned her? O thou, the creator of the world, kindly show thy mercy and gladden Lakshmi by bringing her husband back to life. The principal Devas, engaged in thy service, always make their pranamas, bow down, to thee. O Devi, be thou kind enough, and make alive the Deva Vishnu, the Lord of all, and cross us across this ocean of sorrows. O Mother, we cannot make out anything whatsoever where Hari's head has gone. We have no other protectress than thee, who can give back his life. O Devi, thou givest life to the whole world as the nectar gives life to all the Devas. Suta said. Thus praised by the Vedas with their Angas, with Samaganas, the songs from the Samaveda, the Nirguna Maheshwari Devi Mahamaya became pleased. Then the auspicious voice came to them from the heavens, gladdening all, and pleasing to the ears though no form was seen. O Suras, do not care anything about it. You are immortal. What fear can you have? Come to your senses. I am very much pleased by the praise sung by the Vedas. There is no doubt in this. Amongst men, whoever will read this my stotra with devotion will get all that he desires. Whoever will hear this devotedly during the 3 sandhyas will be freed from troubles and become happy. When this stotra has been sung by the Vedas, it is equivalent to the Vedas. Does anything take place in this world without any cause? Now hear why Hari's head was cut off. Once upon a time, seeing the beautiful face of his dear wife Lakshmi Devi, Hari laughed in the presence of her. At this, Lakshmi Devi came to understand that he has surely seen something ugly in my face and, therefore, he laughed. Otherwise, why would my husband laugh at seeing me? But what reason can there be to see ugliness in my face after so long a time? And why shall he laugh without seeing something ugly, without any cause? Or it may be, he has made some other beautiful woman as my co-wife. Thus arguing variously in her mind, Mahalakshmi gradually got angry, and Tamo Guna slowly possessed her. Then, by turn of fate, in order that the god's work might be completed, a very fierce Tamasi Shakti entered into her body. She got very angry and slowly said, "Let thy head fall off." Thus, owing to feminine nature and the destiny of Bhagavan, Lakshmi cursed without any thought of good or bad, causing her own suffering. By the Tamasi Shakti possessing her, she thought that having a co-wife would be more painful than her widowhood, and thus she cursed him. Falsehood, vain boldness, craftiness, stupidity, impatience, overgreediness, impurity, and harshness are the natural qualities of women. Owing to that curse, the head of Vasudeva has fallen into the salt ocean. Now I will fix the head on his body as before. O Sura Sattamas, there is another cause also regarding this affair that will bring you great success. In ancient days, a famous Daitya named Hayagriva practiced severe tapasya on the bank of the Saraswati river, Abandoning all sorts of enjoyments, with control over his senses, and without any food, the Daitya did japam of, repeated, the one-syllabled Mayabija mantra, and, meditating on the form of the Tamasi Shakti of mine, adorned with all ornaments, practiced very terrible austerities for 1000 years. I, too, went to the place of austerities in my Tamasi form, meditated on by the Daitya, and appeared before him. There, seated on the lion's back, feeling compassion for his tapasya, I spoke to him, O glorious one, O one of good woes, I have come to grant a boon to thee. Hearing the words of the Devi, the Daitya instantly got up and, falling down with devotion at her feet, circumambulated her. Looking at my form, his large eyes became cheerful with feelings of love and filled with tears, shading tears. Then, he began to chant hymns to me. Hayagriva said, Obeisance to the Devi Mahamaya, I bow down to thee, the creatrix, the preserver, and the destructrix of the universe. Skilled in showing favor to thy devotees, giver of the devotees' desires, obeisance to thee, O thou, the giver of liberation, O thou, the auspicious one, I bow down to thee. Thou art the cause of the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and akasha. Thou art the cause of form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. O Maheshwari, the 5 Gyanendriya, organs of perception, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and the 5 organs of action, karmendriyas, hands, feet, speech, arms, and the organ of generation, are all created by thee. The Devi said, O child, I am very much satisfied with your wonderful tapasya and devotion. Now say, what boon do you want? I will give you the boon that you desire. Hayagriva said, O mother, grant me that boon by which death will not come to me, and I shall be invincible by the Suras and Asuras. I may be a yogi and immortal. The Devi said, Death brings in birth, and birth brings in death. This is inevitable. This order of things is extant in this world. Never does its violation take place. O best of the Rakshasas, thus knowing death to be certain, think in your mind and ask another boon. Hayagriva said, O Mother of the universe, if it be that thou art not willing at all to grant me immortality, then grant me this boon, that my death may not occur from any other than one who is horse-faced. Be merciful and grant me this boon that I desire. The Devi said, O highly fortunate one, go home and govern your kingdom at your ease. Death won't occur to you from any other being than from one who is horse-faced. Thus granting the boon, the Devi vanished. Becoming very glad on getting this boon, Hayagriva went to his residence. Since then, the wicked Daitya is troubling very much all the Devas and Munis. There is none in the 3 worlds to kill him. So, let Vishwakarma take a horse's head and fix it on the headless body of Vishnu. Then Bhagavan Hayagriva will slay the vicious, wicked Asura, for the good of the Devas. Suta said. Thus speaking to the Devas, Bhagavati Sarvani remained silent. The Devas became very glad and spoke this to Vishwakarma. Kindly do this Deva work and fix Vishnu's head. He will become Hayagriva and kill the indomitable Danava. Suta said. Hearing these words, Vishwakarma quickly cut off, with his axe, the head of a horse, brought it before the Devas, and fixed it on the headless body of Vishnu. By the grace of Mahamaya, Bhagavan became horse-faced or Hayagriva. Then, a few days after, Bhagavan Hayagriva killed that proud Danava, the Deva's enemy, by sheer force. Any man hearing this excellent anecdote becomes freed, certainly, of all sorts of difficulties. Hearing or reading Mahamaya's glorious deeds, pure and sin-destroying, gives all sorts of wealth. Thus ends the 5th chapter of the first book on the story of Hayagriva in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses, composed by Maharshi Vedavyasa.